Don't just buy how much solar you think you need. Buy all that you can afford. Don't just buy to offset your electrical usage today because you think that's all you might use, because your energy usage is only going to increase. Electricity use is on the rise, and no doubt we will use more in the future than we do today. This is true from even a few years ago, and I can only imagine what the future holds. Electric cars, electric heat pumps, electric water heaters, supercomputers, massive Bitcoin mining, and maybe even personal robots. All these run on electricity. So my suggestion, and one of my best reviews for my customer, is to get as much solar as you can. Plan on getting solar because it's only going to get you're only going to use more electricity in the future, and you would never want to run out. Solar customers in California are a great example of why increasing electrical usage and rates save more than anticipated. Someone that bought solar 10 years ago in California may have thought they would pay off their system in 10 to 12 years, but little did they know that their rates would increase substantially and their usage would go up. So let's cover every roof, building, and even unused land with solar. One of my best customer reviews was from someone who's now a personal friend. And they bought their first system from us, and we did a ground mount, bifacial panels, which is my favorite. And they did battery backup system because they live in an area that's prone to fire danger. And when the fire passed through, they were safe in their home. They could stay there, but it had damaged the utility lines, and the utility company couldn't get in to fix those utility lines because it was an active burn area. They were without power for 2 weeks. Their fridges warmed up, their freezers warmed up, and it ruined valuable meat and vegetables that are considered priceless. They couldn't put a value on those precious items that they had worked so hard to retain. There was no way to replace them, so they were priceless. Their review for us was because they bought a second system from us. So that the first system we installed, they were a little apprehensive. They weren't sure how it would work. Well, that's like most people. But then, sure enough, about 6 months later, we got another contract from them to come back and add more solar to their system. And more than happy to go down, install another ground mount. This time with our ground screws. We bought a new process for installing ground mounts. We have ground screws that we put on the ground, which are much better than concrete. But anyways, their 5-star review on Google, which is still there today, was buy as much solar as you can afford. And it was the best review I've ever gotten. But what he was telling us was that we had undersized the system the first time because they were offsetting their existing electrical usage. And what they told us was that you need to get as much as you can, as much as it will fit on their roof, as much land as they have, or as much dollars as they had to spend. And for them, they felt like it was important that they spent as much as they could to get the most powerful system that they could. Absolutely one of my favorite customer stories of all time, because they're telling a story about the future, and they're talking about what the future holds, and that is more electrical usage, is more volatility, more power outage than there are today. So they're trying to anticipate what will come. And they still, to this day, love their system. Every once in a while I drive past their house, and we do get to visit a little bit, and they're so happy with their system. And we get this quite a bit from customers where before they purchase solar, there's some apprehension, there's some concern. Does this really work? How will it work? A lot of details. They're analyzing it. They're very analytical. after the system's installed, they have this emotional relief, this excitement for generating their own power. And no longer are we talking about dollars or the budget. It does matter. Those dollars matter. Those are real dollars to people. But the joy that people get from having their own energy, their own solar system, far outweighs these dollars or justification for money. A lot of times we're making decisions based on emotion and we're going to justify them with some dollars. Solar is the same way. And after the decision is made, people are always excited. They're always happy that they got their system, even though sometimes it takes a little longer than expected or some things surface. Because there's some unexpected, there's some difficult things with installing solar. And that's why it's important to understand your home and your electrical panel and your usage. So one question that customers ask a lot is, how much should I spend? What is my budget? Okay. We always ask for an electric bill to start. And we look at the property, but it comes back to budget. How much do you want to spend? And one of the best ways I can tell people is to look at my energy calculator. So down below, I have a link that goes to our energy calculator that will help you enter in all of your energy expenses on a monthly basis, and then it will total for a year, and then even into 10 years. So how much should I spend on solar? Well, a good starting point is your energy usage for the next 10 years. That will give you an understanding of how much money you're going to spend on energy in the next 10 years. That's a great place to start with the budget, because you could give that money to the utility or give it to the gas company or give it to ExxonMobil, Chevron, whoever those people are, or instead redirect those dollars into an investment that will pay for itself. And it's just fun. Solar's fun. Battery's fun. These applications are cool. You learn so much about what your house does, and you can see things that are going on your property. And this enlightenment or this education around what does solar do for me? Well, so many times it's just about cost. You read online, most people are interested in saving money, but it's much more. It's about a feeling of independence. It's a sense of pride and enjoyment and interest. You know, we have people that are engineers that love these systems. We'll have people walking around with their mobile app showing people, man, look at what I'm producing today, or look at what my house is doing. Some of my customers that are my dear friends, they tell all their other friends about our system through the mobile app. Look at what my system's doing today. And one of our friends that has a smart electrical panel, he was showing his friend who's building a new house. He says, well, look what my house is doing. He says, oh, well, I don't have an electrical panel like that. He says, oh, well, you should have. Well, my electrician didn't tell me what to put in. I said, well, he should have, because you just have a dumb panel now. It doesn't know anything. It's just a stupid panel. Instead, people have smart panels that are informative, that are educational, that help us understand what's going on in our lives so we can manage it. So download the energy calculator as a good starting point for a budget, and then start that discussion. Learn about solar systems, what will work well for your home, because every home is different. Every project is unique. It depends on the people that live there, how they use it, what they drive, what they want to do, what are their aspirations. And I like to say, let's have so much energy that we can just leave the lights on all night and live a life of abundance. Have a great day.